If you're hunting for a gaming monitor that promises blistering speed and razor-sharp visuals, the ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACMG might already be on your radar. But here's what surprised me. Despite its impressive specs, a 27-inch 1440p display, insane 270 Hz refresh rate, and 1 ms response time, this monitor isn't perfect for every gamer. In fact, some of its features might push you to rethink before clicking that buy button. Today, I'm diving deep into the ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACMG, revealing the unexpected flaws and hidden perks so you can decide if it's truly worth your $269 or just another flashy promise. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly who this monitor is perfect for and when to skip it. The ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACMG advertises itself as a beast built for pro gamers and enthusiasts eager to experience ultra-smooth gameplay with vivid colors. Specs-wise, it's got everything on paper. A 2560 by 1440 resolution, 270 Hz overclocked refresh rate, and ASUS fast IPS tech giving you that lightning-quick 1 ms gray-to-gray response time. Plus, it includes ELMB Sync, a fancy tech that combines low-motion blur with variable refresh rate to eliminate ghosting and screen tearing. Sounds like every gamer's dream, right? But here's the kicker. It comes with some quirks that you'll want to know about before you empty your wallet. Let's talk about the display quality first. At 95% DCI P3 color gamut coverage and advanced grayscale tracking, the XG27ACMG promises smooth, accurate colors ideal for immersive gaming and light creative work. And as a bonus, you get a 3-month Adobe Creative Cloud subscription thrown in if you need software for photo or video editing. Sounds like a win-win, especially if you want a dual-purpose monitor. However, some users have reported the colors not being quite as perfect out of the box, requiring tweaks to color settings, which may be frustrating if you're not into calibrating your screen manually before every gaming session. It's like buying a shiny sports car but having to tune the engine yourself every morning. Fun for some, hassle for others. One feature I found particularly helpful was the USB Type-C port with DisplayPort Alt mode. This means you can reduce cable clutter and even connect to compatible laptops or devices with a single cable. It's a neat modern touch, especially if you work from your gaming setup frequently. But don't get too excited if you were hoping this would solve all your cable spaghetti problems. The Type-C connection doesn't support charging at high wattage, so you'll still need to keep your laptop's own charger handy. Now, here's a twist. While the 270 Hz refresh rate is jaw-droppingly fast and can overclock for smoother visuals, real-world performance varies depending on the graphics card and the game you're playing. Not every title can hit ultra-high frame rates, especially at 1440p resolution, which means you might not always enjoy the monitor's full potential. Therefore, if you're rocking something mid-tier without a powerhouse GPU, the monitor's speed advantage might sit idle like a turbo engine stuck in traffic. So, before splurging, make sure your PC specs match up to avoid disappointment. Okay, enough with the tech talk. Let's lighten up with a quick joke. Why did the gamer bring a ladder to the esports tournament? Because the stakes were high. See, investing in a monitor like this is kind of like climbing a ladder to get the best view, but make sure the ladder isn't wobbly before you get up there. Speaking of wobbliness, one common complaint users face with this model is the stand setup. While it offers extensive ergonomic adjustments, tilt, swivel, pivot, and height, the monitor's base feels a bit flimsy, especially on some desk types. It's not a deal-breaker, but if you're rough with your gear or constantly reposition your monitor during gaming marathons, this might get annoying. People have mentioned using third-party mounts or arms to stabilize it further. So, if you're a gamer with a bit of FOMO on personalization but dislike fidgeting with setups, beware. Let me rehook you with this. What about input lag and gaming experience? ASUS boasts ROG gaming AI technology built into the monitor to optimize visuals and boost the gaming feel based on your gameplay patterns. That sounds futuristic, right? In reality, the AI features can enhance contrast and clarity dynamically, making games pop visually, but sometimes it creates an artificial sharpening effect that some users find distracting. Plus, the monitor's OSD, on-screen display controls via DisplayWidget software, are a neat convenience for tweaking settings, but can feel slow or clunky at times. If you're the type who loves fiddling with settings mid-game, this delayed response could frustrate you. It's like having a fancy spaceship, but the control panel is slightly laggy, fun, but occasionally irritates your pilot nerves. On the bright side, the ELMB sync technology deserves applause. Combining extremely low motion blur with variable refresh rates is tricky, but ASUS nails it pretty well here. This means you get clearer, fast-moving images without the usual tearing or ghost trails, a key advantage for first-person shooters or racing games where every millisecond counts. So, if you're a competitive gamer who sweats every frame, this feature alone might justify the investment. But casual or single-player gamers might find the difference less impactful, making the cost hard to justify compared to cheaper monitors. I mentioned earlier that the color calibration isn't perfect out of the box, and here's a little story. I had a friend who bought this monitor, excited to play his favorite RPG, expecting breathtaking visuals right away. Instead, he noticed a slight green tint in default settings. After spending an afternoon adjusting color profiles, switching to sRGB mode, and playing with contrast, he got close to what he wanted but not perfect. For him, it was a bit of a letdown because he expected plug-and-play, high-end professional color accuracy. So, if you're buying this expecting flawless visuals with zero fuss, prepare for some manual calibration. The upside. Once dialed in, the image quality is quite impressive. And here's another joke to keep things light. Why don't gaming monitors ever get tired? Because they always refresh. Alright, let's get back on track. Connectivity options are solid. You get DisplayPort, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, USB 3.0 ports, and the USB Type-C I mentioned before. This variety means you can hook up multiple devices easily, from your PC and console to a streaming box, or even a secondary laptop. However, don't expect HDMI ports to perfectly match the DisplayPort's performance. Running games at 270 Hz usually requires DisplayPort input. So, for console gamers or those with simpler setups, this might not be fully utilized. The monitor's design screams gamer aesthetic with RGB lighting on the rear. A nice touch if you're into synchronizing lighting with your other ASUS ROG gear. But if you prefer a minimalistic or professional look, the lighting might feel a bit over the top or distracting. Luckily, you can customize just how bright or colorful the LEDs get, or turn them off completely. Now, here's a question for you. Is the ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACMG worth $269? The answer depends on who you are. Pro gamers demanding buttery smooth, 270 Hz gameplay with low input lag, and who don't mind tweaking settings might find this monitor a fantastic tool and an upgrade their rig deserves. Color enthusiasts who do casual photo or video editing will appreciate the 95% DCI-P3 coverage and the Adobe Creative Cloud bonus. But if you want a true plug-and-play professional-grade color experience, or your GPU isn't top tier, you might be better off looking elsewhere. There are monitors with better factory calibration or lower price points that can serve casual users just fine. Before I wrap up, let's address the dark horse here, the brightness and HDR experience. This monitor supports HDR, but it's more of a basic HDR implementation rather than full-blown dazzling visuals like high-end HDR monitors. HDR makes blacks deeper and colors richer, but on this screen the effect is subtle. Gamers expecting cinema-quality HDR might feel underwhelmed. If you watched the monitor's promo videos, don't be fooled. The HDR here is more of a value add than a headline feature. So if HDR is your priority, this might not satisfy your craving. Finally, I want to leave you with a positive note because despite its shortcomings, the ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACMG has a lot going for it. It packs top-tier speeds and solid response times that can seriously elevate competitive gameplay. The build quality is good, ergonomic options extensive, and the added features like eLMB sync and Type-C connectivity show that ASUS put thought into appealing to modern gamers and streamers. With a respectable 4.3-star rating on Amazon, it proves many users are happy once they look past minor quirks. If you fit the profile of a pro or enthusiast gamer who wants a slick 27-inch 1440p display with rapid refresh rates and can handle some setup fuss, this monitor might be your next upgrade. And hey, it even ships with a cute little ROG pouch and sticker, because who doesn't want swag with their tech? Before buying, remember to check if your GPU can push the frames to really harness that 270Hz beast, and prepare to invest a little time calibrating color. For everyone else, the market offers alternatives that nail either gaming performance or color accuracy, but rarely both at this price. For the best price on the ASUS ROG Strix XG27ACMG, check the Amazon link in the description below. Don't just take my word for it. Read through user reviews, compare specs, and make sure it's the right fit for your rig and style. Happy gaming, and remember, your monitor is the window to your gaming world. Make sure it's crystal clear and fast enough to keep up with you.